Hey, 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 it's Fiona here, and we are on the week with the dragons, just moving into July, which is going to be a big month about everything that I'm going to be sharing with you as this prelude before we go actually into reading the dragon cards. I try and always make this as short and concise as possible, but sometimes the dragons have quite a lot to say, and they do this week. So I don't know whether you're feeling the shift. There's definitely being a shift that's going on in the frequency, in what's happening with everybody, and what you're experiencing. So you might be having this as well. So that's why I'm going to just tell you what's been happening for me. So no matter what time I go to bed, I'm waking up at 7:49. Now, 7 7s and 777 is my absolute jackpot feeling. And whenever I go down a road and I see a number plate that says 777, I don't think of it as an angel number. I think of it, oh, right, okay, I'm on point. So what was I just thinking? What was I doing? What am I heading towards? How am I setting up my day? Jackpot, it's all going to happen. Your frequency is absolutely everything. So you know that I'm talking about frequency a lot this year. And this is what we're talking about today again from the dragons, but they want to explain it again in a slightly different way. So magic and mystery is not that special. Now, you know that my main theme is practical magic. It's just that your ego mind, your human mind, your way of normally thinking from survival just cannot fathom that it can be any other way of doing something other than forcing your way through by efforting and spending longer and longer hours on it. So when we're talking about magic and mystery, things happen. Poof! We manifest something, we create something, something happens and pulls in and goes, I was just thinking about that. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. I bought a car last week, and the car was absolutely every single thing that I imagined it would be, from the color to the amount of mileage to the price to how easy it was. And when we walked into the car park, my son Mika said, oh, look, Mama, 444, we'll take that piece of magic. And then I looked along the line of cars and I went, oh, 777. So things sometimes can just line up for you when you're really in your frequency. So maybe you've been thinking, oh, I can't do it. Things are not working out for me. I'm wrong. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. I need to study some more. I need to get some more qualifications. And then you maybe go, right, I've got to make this happen. I'm the only one that can make this happen. And you're doing all of this from effort and force. But what happens if you invite in source? What happens if you invite in your soul? What happens is that they are on point constantly, continually messaging you, just going, I beg you, please listen. Please take advantage of the fact that we are here. This is the time and this is how things are doing. So maybe you thought things have stopped working for you, but one of the dragon cards often that comes up is like, maybe you thought things were not working for you, but have you asked recently for help? Have you set your day up? Have you done all the things that the dragons have been showing us week after week after week? How to alter your frequency, how to think about things in a different way, how to come at things from a different direction. So this week's theme which has been given to us by the dragons, but they are saying behind all of that, there is zero tolerance for you now forcing and efforting. If you can't get this done, you're feeling alone, you're trying to make things happen, this is when you're going to feel it in your belly. You're going to feel it like you're pushing a stone up, like a huge boulder up a cliff, and you're thinking, oh my God, this is so heavy. This is like, I've got to do more. I've got to run faster. I've got to get more done. I've got to contact more people, got to get in front of more clients. This is the energy of force. So if you just invite yourself to feel into that for a minute, whether it's you're selling a house, you're trying to change something, why haven't you asked your soul? And this is what I'm absolutely brilliant at, is getting you to connect in with your soul, build that relationship so that you feel phenomenally strong on the inside. You don't need to put boundaries up and get people to sort of, to hear and no further. I said this was my boundary. Like, you are so strong on the inside, you don't need boundaries because nobody's going to step over your boundaries. So You may think it could be a quick fix, a one-off thing, like, oh, I'm leveling up, I'm in a better frequency, I feel happy, I feel joyful. Why aren't things working for me? I'm lifting, I want to lift off the burdens of being such a human all the time and being in this state. But it's a process, it's a journey, because you lift up your frequency, you feel absolutely fabulous, you believe you're abundant, you've got glimpses of feeling absolutely soulful and things are working out well for you, and then poof, sometimes things will crash and burn. It is a journey of living and working into that freedom where you don't feel the force, where you have surrendered and you're just like, I surrender. You know, I know this is a journey. I know that I'm going to have some poop days. I know that things are not going to work out brilliantly for me. So this is what the dragons are saying this week, is like, they're just like, Fiona, we have to talk about zero tolerance for forcing your way through life. We're going into the second half of the year. So how are you going to act and respond differently in the second half of the year? Call it your New Year's resolution. So going into July, August, September, October, November, December, you can be a completely different person operating on a different frequency by December. You are en route. So if you're listening to me, you're listening to the dragons, you know that we are here to break the spell. You know that we are here to do things from a different standpoint. And that means that we are moving into the fifth dimension. We are moving into the golden age. We're moving into a time when you can use, you know, telepathy, mediumship. You're using your frequency. It's not based on a plan, a formula, or overthinking. You reach it with the feelings. You reach it with the feelings in your heart. You reach it with the feeling under your skin. This is not for your mind, but it is for your being, your core truth of who you really, really are. If you know who and what you are, you will get this. You will know, well, I'm source. I'm soul. I'm already abundant. I'm fearless. I'm masterful, one of my clients said the other day. I'm invincible, one of my other clients said the other day. I just feel happy on the inside. I feel really powerful. This is your freedom. This is you leaping into freedom when the world works extraordinarily well for you and matches your desires. So you've already listened and worked on law of attraction, and maybe you're saying things, you've got mantras, but you've outgrown those mantras. You've outgrown that way of operating. You've outgrown that way of operating in your business, in your relationships, in your family. It has to come from here. It has to come from how much you feel loved, how much you are loving yourself. Putting yourself first, second, and third is one of my favorite phrases that the dragons gave me. You have to put yourself first and second and third, and then possibly then everyone and everything else. Like, but you have to come sort out your energy first. So if you've not met that part of yourself yet, if you've only been able to glimpse it in momentary feeling amazing moments, it's a journey that I take you on. I take you on a journey so that you meet your soul, you get to know who you really are, how that's going to be operating for you going forwards, how to ask for help and how to receive the help. So this is an incredible journey. Remember that film about the two dogs and the cats crossing to get back home? Get back home. You will be coming home. You'll be coming home to you, finding out really how strong you are, how resourceful you are, how assisted you are by your soul, how loving and how loved you are in the extreme. So you are source. You are connected to source. You are connected to God. I call it Gus because everybody has a different word for it, and some people it kind of like triggers you when I say God. But God, universe, and source, Gus, is how I refer to this, the energy around you. This is not a question of looking, I've got to raise my frequency, I've got to get up there, or something that's outside of me. It is making a deeper dive into the inside of you where everything changes. Your frequency is created from the inside of you. If you knew that you were already abundant, if you were already loved, if you were already massively healthy, but on the inside of you in this vessel, you would understand that you already are. So you would have no fears. And that's the place I want to take you to. And I'll be doing this in a huge surrender to your freedom, no more force, and it'll be a 3-day immersion that I'll be putting out there. So just keep an eye on that. So the fifth dimension, fish dimension, fifth dimension is not on the outside of you. It is deep, deep, deep on the inside of you. You reach parts of you that no other action has been able to reach before, because that is when you're putting yourself first, putting yourself second, and putting yourself third, because you've gone on the inside. Your inner world creates your outer world, but we're not doing this from our head. You need to immerse yourself in that and connect in with this energy on a daily basis. And this is where your source will come through. And this is who you are. This is what you are at your core level. So you shift from having to force your way through life, feeling that you're pushing something uphill, that you're trying to make things happen. You're chasing after people. You're chasing after your clients. You're chasing after that insurance salesman. You're chasing after that. You set things up. And like a girlfriend of mine said yesterday, I just set it up, Fiona. She said, I set up the kind of people I wanted to speak to. I set up the kind of sales I wanted to make on my stall. I set this up. And she said, I had the most phenomenally incredible day. And my energy was like high, high, high. And I thoroughly enjoyed my day, had the best day ever. So this is when you reclaim your authority and reclaim your mastery. I know there's a lot of words I'm throwing out there, but it's so positive, it's so powerful. People talk about the ego. The ego is your mind. It is the mind, it is the part of you that wants to keep you safe. It doesn't want changes. It can't fathom things out on the magic and the mystery side, your soul side. It's like, yeah, I can't get it. If you were to have a conversation with that part of your mind, it would be very much like a traditional old role grandpa male role model. But I've always done things this way. Why would I change? This is the way I do things. I struggle and I strive. And your soul would be saying, but it could be so much easier. Let's just play in a different world. So your mind is having you playing small. It is like, this is the way I've always done things. Like, I don't know how to change. And your soul is coming in here and provoking a change. Your mind is a bit fearful and it would be saying to you, I'm happy here. I'm a bit fearful. This won't work. It's the biggest conspiracy theory ever that we can just like make things happen like that. So if you can imagine it like two opposing governments, Conservative and Labour or Liberal, whatever, and it's just coming in with new policies. And sometimes you need to be able to merge into those policies until you can sort of come together and you can work together. So your mind being very strong and your soul being even stronger, because your soul is putting through soul interventions. Things are happening in your life that you cannot fathom out. You don't know how to solve them. But when we ask our soul, please help me with it. This is often when we get to the point of praying. It's like, I have got no idea how to sort this out. That's when we start praying. If you've watched the film Eat, Pray, Love, it's exactly what happened. She got to a stage when she just went, I don't know how to sort this out. So you get to a point when you're having to pray. And the reason we're getting to such a state is because you're not listening otherwise. So the soul intervenes and makes things happen in a way where you have to start reclaiming your mastery, reclaiming your authority, and you start asking, you start wanting to go. And this is when you surrender. So you're going to do this through sheer joy, so much love, so much abundance, so much gratitude, and you will be surrendering. And that's the freedom, the frequency of freedom and its magical abilities to help sort out your life. So keep an eye out what I'm putting out there. The doors are opening very shortly. By the end of the week, the doors will be opening to this radical new frequency that we're calling not force, but freedom. We're going to leap into freedom. And I'm going to help you feel where you feel that. What are some of the hooks that you've got going on? What are the things that you're thinking? So that we can move you through and you can understand how important it is to employ and enjoy your soul being at your back. All right. So like universe has got your back, your soul, source, God has got your back. I did a post just recently called let God pay your bills. And this is exactly what this is all about. It's like, do you know how much more help you have got than you actually know when you set things up? So these are all the messages that these cards are helping you to ascend, move through, and understand how you can do things from a very, very different perspective. So right now, if you haven't already, and if you haven't put it in my threads, pick a number between 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe this week you've got 2 numbers that you want to choose, but let yourself choose a number and let the universe show you how it can highlight where you are right now in your earth ego system, planning, strategizing, forcing, and where the soul can come in and provide you with the freedom of going forward in a very new dynamic way, where she's going to support you. So we're going to read the cards out from 1 to 4. So, right, glasses. I need to be able to read the cards. Got the cards in front of me. All right, so let's shuffle the cards and see. This is for card for number 1. When dragons, we've got 0 tolerance. So if you let the card fly out of the pack, please, for the message that's coming for anyone who chose number 1, how they can stop forcing and they can move into freedom. Well, that's more than one card, but that one is on the top. I'll take that one. Brilliant. Okay, so here we go. This is all about frequency and bloom, number 41. Let me get into that message. She's the first message that she comes through with. So, Bloom. Very, very pretty and pink. Bloom. She's very radical. She came to me behind a great big camellia bush, a massive camellia bush, like twice my size, untamed, unpruned, never been told she couldn't do something. So, create the frequency of the feeling you want to experience the most. Again, we're talking about frequency. We're talking about the feeling of freedom. We're talking about all the possibilities that are there for you. And let's just see what she has to say. You may have found so many reasons not to do this so far. And this is true, isn't it? We know what we need to do, but we actually haven't stepped into it. We actually haven't done it. That's why I want to do this 3-day immersion, so that you can actually feel what it feels like to actually step into that freedom. The life force of your creation needs a space to land. So enjoy the value in making this important enough to you for you to invest fully with your mind, your body, and soul. You will bring this into your whole mind and body experience. Create the reality in this invisible realm. Playfully imagine and focus on your desire and create a space like a sanctuary for it to land, for it to be born and develop and grow and bring this to life. Can you feel what it's like to have the feeling inside you of what you most deeply, deeply desire? There is a game you can play by stepping into a character, a version of you that has this very experience you desire the most. For this example, we will use the experience of being loved as the opening to the embodiment experience. The game of creation with your feelings has incremental steps and will allow you to play and feel the experience that you want to go on to create, that you're dreaming of the most, as real with you here and now. That is when you have embodied something, when you can walk through the whole story and you feel it as if it's already happening. Like driving a car off the forecourt, you've got the smell, you've got the sensations, you've got the steering wheel in your hand, you've got the music playing on the radio, you can feel your bum on the seat, you've embodied it, you're playing out in that character, in that role. The feeling of receiving love is a great example, as it has its root in all creations. Many, many, many of you humans, say the dragons, feel that you have not received the love that you wanted. And therefore you continue to dream about how much love you would love to experience, and you expect it from another. So for you, as a person who has grown up feeling a lack of love, and that you haven't experienced the amount of depth of love you wanted to experience, you can start small. You can find something that helps you to feel love. It could be, and in many cases, the easiest thing to start with is a puppy, or if you prefer, a kitten. Sometimes it can be enough to think about your children, but then, of course, they can do their own thing. And it can taint the love experience. However, puppies are a very simple way to start with something that makes your heart melt unconditionally and puts all of the other worries aside. The reason I'm telling you about this, like you step through a portal, and when you're in that love experience, and when you've embodied it, you have no worries. You've got no worries about your bills. You've got no worries about your car breaking down. You've got no worries about your relationships. You've got no worries about your house and the boiler working. You've got no concerns about your body, your weight, your health. You've got no concerns about anything when you are in the purity of that puppy. So we're talking here about how to bring in the innocence and the unconditional feeling of love and bringing that fully into your body for you to experience the frequency change, the shift. This is what we're inviting you to do. Create the frequency and the feeling of what you want to experience the most. Now, on the end of July, I will be having a 3-day immersion, and this will be available to you so that you can start to experience what you haven't experienced so far. It could be to do with your business or your relationships, but you haven't been able to embody what that actually is because you've just got hooks and beliefs of, well, that's not possible in this life. And you're trying to work things out with your mind. You're still trying to be human about something which would be in 5D, in your frequency. You can't get there from thinking outside. You have to go inside to feel the shift. So thank you very much, Bloom, for being card number 1 today. And keep an eye out, everybody, for the 3-day immersion into your feelings, into the frequency of freedom, so that you can just block out, move past, elevate yourself from, lift off as a human away from the worries and finances. So we are going to now be choosing card number 2 with the same theme, not force. Okay. Okay. That was quick. And this card is Luna Ray. She is card number 30, and she has a message for you today. If you chose number 2, this is particularly for you, or this can be for anyone who chose card number 2, or anyone if you want to read all of these messages, because this is about the evolution of you this week and stepping out of the fear and the worries. So Luna Ray, card number 30, a new day as a new human, living as a sensitive and an evolved being. Luna Ray is the dragon, by the way, all about your feelings. She's inviting you to feel again. She's inviting you to really go inside, really enjoy how something feels. If you don't like the feeling of something, don't block it. Choose what else you want to feel instead. Are you seeking a world with more feeling because you have a need for feeling that you believe that you lack? Or is there a feeling you have never really experienced yet? The new world is full to the brim of feelings, and it is a beautifully safe world to experience all of your feelings. All feelings are accepted and equal. Don't forget, as we move into this ascension, as we move into 5D, you will begin to understand that it's not through strategy or planning or a location or a place or a destination. It is a feeling. It is a frequency that is going to be emanating from you. Who's going to change? You're going to change, and then the world around you reflects that back to you. You are eager to experience more of this new world, and we feel your desire to fulfill that. A world where people are friendly, helpful, and if you tell people what you would like, they will naturally help you to get it. It is a world of co-creation and cooperation. It is a new reality. You have your unique piece of the puzzle, And there are so many lovely people who are on the same wavelength. Things work out easily and simply feels like there's no effort because you all have similar goals. There is no force, there is only the freedom. You recognize your soul groups and tribes are coming together and they provide support and mutual understanding for your growth. It is a quiet place where the pace is slow, but things appear to you with speed that is delicious. Many things go right and for you and your loved ones. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and she was asking, why aren't things happening yet? I've been working on this for ages. Why aren't things happening yet? So I read in from the dragons, and I understood that she was like in a holding pattern. You know, like when aeroplanes come into land, they have to go in this holding pattern until they're given clearance to come and land because there's another dragon, there's another aeroplane in the way. And I saw that for her, and I said, it's not that you've done the wrong thing or you're being punished and you're waiting and there's waiting and you have to be patient. I said your frequency has to rise to the level where the plane, the dragon, the information, the desire can come in and meet you. Until you are at that frequency, you're enjoying your abundance, you feel loved, you feel brilliant, you feel masterful and abundant. That cannot land for you because you haven't risen up to meet it. It's not like it's going to come down and pull you up when it arrives. It's waiting for you to level up, to be the next level evolved soul. So you need to go in and find your soul, work with your soul, and start being the authority of who you came in to be. You find yourself experiencing feelings more and more, and that you feel better and better, maybe especially around experiencing more love, which seems to be the ultimate feel-good feeling you want to have an experience of. There is a deep feeling of the expression of love that sits in the body, and you can be felt, and it is like no other feeling at all. It can be conveyed, it cannot be conveyed or transmitted by just word. It is required by sentiment to be attached to the communication. It's like when your children leave the house, they go, love you, or your husband, like, love you. And I'm like, I don't feel it. I don't feel it. You know, there has to be sentiment that goes along. Like if somebody says, thank you for a gift, and they're like, thanks. Or there's no feeling in it. Oh, I'm being shown this as well. Like, you know, when something is cooked and it's absolutely delicious, you know, the secret ingredient within that, when the person was cooking it, was love. They want you to have an experience of not just the taste, but that you feel the love that went into preparing that whole dish or cocktail or that item of clothing. It's not just from some factory and there's no feeling in there whatsoever. So eventually you will taste and you will smell and you will sense the love that is within everything. When your communication is full of the feelings you want to share, for example, love, you will see and feel that it has an effect on those around you. When so much love empties out from you and envelops the situation, people, it's like a healing for all other feelings you do not empty out and falls away. You're being reminded that love makes you and others feel safe to experience this new world and new sentiments. And that's why I'm so looking forward to one day being able to open up my love hotel and retreat so that you can experience the freedom of falling in love with you, first, second, and third, so that you can feel the experience of just feeling love and what's exuded out of the staff, out of the food, out of the experiences, out of the trees. You will feel that, and it is just going to be such a glorious experience. Thank you very much, Luna Ray, for card number 2. Now we're moving on to card number 3. Card number 3 is going to be all about, let's not force things anymore, but let's get into the freedom. We are not forcing, we are moving into freedom. We're allowing source to come through, your soul to come through to guide you. So this card is absolutely perfect. Now, number 38. If you have any questions, by the way, if you have anything that you want to ask, if you want to ask, how do I do that? How do I get into the dragons? How do I get to this feeling space? Because the next version of the world is feeling your way forwards, is feeling when a spam hits you, when somebody's telling a lie, when you're feeling that true love that somebody has. So this is card number 3, and she is sovereign. She is all about connecting and listening in to your soul. You are source, you are soul. And this is what we are surrendering to, the sovereign part of you that you are on the inside, that where you came in to be. What is her message? Magic floods and radiates out of you as you step into your fullest ecstatic essence. This is card number 38 from the pack of Awaken with the Dragons. You will make a profound impact on others when you believe in your own sovereign state and magical ability. The magic will flood out and radiate from you when you are in your fullest essence, with a focused presence of mind, tuned into your intuitive psychic ability, and being a physical expression of your magical inner state. To enter into this world where you find the magic wherever you look, reclaim your innocence and enjoy more magical stories, which will have a spectacular way to bring you back to your childhood, playful innocence. Your imagination will thrive, which is absolutely going to spark up your best magical skills and will be your best tool. To be able to use your imagination is to see the form you desire as you create that with your mind's eye, which is magical and unfathomable to your mind. To see things that are invisible to the naked eye as a human means that you are these creations and you are in the spectrum of light and in the frequency and a vibration beyond your earthly reality vision. So when you say that you want something or you want to see something, you need to understand that it's in a different reality to where you are as the human. I just don't see it yet. I just don't see it yet. You're being too practical. I can see it in another. Oh, is it just in another reality? I just need to be in this next reality, this next up level soul, this next evolved soul version of me, and then I'll see it. Exactly. That's when the plane comes in to land. These inner visions are of energy and vibration, are in the invisible realm, but they still do not exist in energy, not yet. Your dense earth energy field and formed around you in the world when we only believe what we see and touch. To lift yourself out of seriousness and overly sensible world, you have to learn how to play with energy in its fullest sense, like a child. You just imagine, oh, it's already here then. So this is what I'm teaching, and this is what I'm going through, helping you to understand things from a less serious and sensible way so that you can attract towards you and be in the frequency of, well, I believe it's there. So you're living in your fantasy and your delusion. And this is an amazing message from Sovereign. Sovereign, thank you very much. She is the most spectacular, regal, powerful purple dragon. And she will just embrace you when you go in and you meet your soul full on and you start communicating and acting from what information she sends you. Card number 4 now. All right, and don't forget, this is all about not forcing things. This is about stepping into the freedom of allowing your soul to guide you forwards. I was having a conversation with someone the other day and we were saying, God, I just don't feel I've had any guidance just recently. And I feel I'm missing it and it's just not there. And it's like, well, it is there. You need to get a lot quieter to actually receive it, and you need to be able to be doing your meditations. And just because you haven't seen it, it doesn't mean that it's not there. Sometimes it's waiting just for you to sort of raise your frequency, to get a little bit more playful about things. Sometimes our outcomes are so flipping serious and sensible and must have that it just is uncomfortable. And that uncomfortableness is not going to allow things to come in because your frequency is too dense and too low. Moving into card number 4 right now. Don't forget, we're not forcing, we are moving into freedom. So let's just see anyone who chose card number, oh wow, that was one card flipped out so clearly. See who it is. Sovereign again. Wow. And exactly what I was talking about in the beginning, in the prelude to all of this. Number 37. Where are we? Okay, so come on. What did I say? 37. Ooh. Okay. So in the beginning, in the prelude, I was talking about if you're taking things very seriously, if you've got an outcome that you want, if something's happening and you're feeling disconnected, maybe you just haven't asked for source to help you. Maybe you just haven't asked for your soul's opinion. And this is exactly what this card is all about. Now, this is number 37, Sovereign, and she's saying, are you feeling disconnected, or have you just not asked your soul's opinion? I am saying this quite frequently to my soul, to source. You know how to do this. Please show me how. Because I have given over, I've surrendered to the fact that I have all the answers. Sometimes Fiona gets stuck in that. She becomes a little bit human again, and she's looking for practical solutions, and oh, maybe that person's got the answer for me, whereas your answers are all on the inside. So let's see what Sovereign has to say to us as card number 4. You will make more of an impact on your environment when you know how to attend to your soul connection, and when you become aware when you are adrift. It could be that you're feeling a little bit lost and, dare I say it, irritated. Some things go wrong and turn out not as you actually wanted. Could you have been disconnected, potentially, from your soul and not considering or reading your soul? That these could be the truly state that you are connected, you are receiving a message, and that just needs to be deciphered. So when you get soul interventions, you think, oh my God, I must have done something wrong. This is awful. Everything's breaking down. Nothing's working. That is a soul intervention, and it is that you are connected because you're always connected. It just means that you're being sent a message. What is it that you want me to pay attention to, my beloved? What is it that I need to be looking at? And these are what these cards are absolutely brilliant for, giving you the messages, just for highlighting something that you've missed. You have familiar patterns, symptoms, and feelings that you recognize when they appear. They turn up and cause havoc in your life. And they are there to nudge you. These are your soul interventions, and they are here showing you the way that calls you back to your soul. Come home. For you to remember who and what you are as a powerful creator, so you get to alter your state and set up of any situation that you are the creator now. Symptoms rise up and persist in your physical body. Symptoms that hinder your daily tasks, so much so that you can't work or do what you normally do. All too familiar situations occur within your relationships. Again, even though it is a different person, the same situations rise up again. Same old conflicts. Maybe your financial situation alters again, and that wobbles your stability and has you fear for your very survival. Your mood is off, as is the state of your energy, your focus, which will now recognize more and more as your personal soul signs are coming back, asking you, reset yourself, come back, talk to me, ask for direction. These reminders are here to remind you that you are kind of off somehow. You've not been paying attention or considering your soul. Your perceptions need rotating and into an altered state. so that you can get away from igniting more and more chaos and drama in your life. You're not disconnected as it happens. You're just being asked to break through a common thought and a habitual feeling or energetic frequency state. This is the spell that needs to be broken. And the turmoil created around you was calling as a soul intervention to help you step up and clear out an old pattern. As you raise your frequency up and up and up, get deeper and deeper into knowing exactly who and what you are, certain things will come to the surface that need to be melted away, obliterated, blown out. So otherwise you will just be experiencing them as disasters and chaotic things in your health, in your finances, or in your relationships. What we need to be able to do is notice them and kind of go, I know what's going on here. I see you. So then you choose to ask your soul, like, okay, let's do a massive recode and restructure on past, present, and current lives, so that we can release that frequency. And this is exactly what the dragons are asking you to do. And they do these exorcisms all the time with my clients, because things just keep on coming up and coming up, because we need to get rid of, we need to release and surrender to the soul, so that we're not operating from our ego and our mind and how we've been educated anymore. We're allowing ourselves to see into the creation of what's available. So this was this week all about no more forcing, only freedom, surrendering into the soul, and zero tolerance for anything to do with effort, anything to do with forcing yourself, anything to do with pushing, hard, long hours of work. That is not the way we move into 5D, because it's not going to work for you. We have to come at it from frequency, from love, from abundance, from feeling our way forwards. My name is Fiona Robertson. I am a channel for the dragon to help you ascend and move into the 5D ascension. Everything I do is about being playful and allowing things to come through in a very, very different, easy and graceful way for you. Yes, we will have some hurdles to go through. No, it's not a quick fix. It is a journey, and I make it absolutely playful for you. I'm inviting you into the dragon channeling that I'm doing this evening on the 30th of June, and I'm inviting you to keep an eye out for the 3-day immersion into the frequency of freedom, so that you will see the difference between forcing things and feeling the freedom of things. All right, so keep an eye out for that, because that's going to be absolutely immense.